Hey, good morning, scientists. Welcome to science class on Tuesday, April 14th. All right, Tuesday, April 14th. All right, today we are going to be looking over some of the same stuff that we did a video with last week. I'm going to give you some graphs to help you out a little bit with understanding how the different resources around the Earth and how they're not shared equally. They don't show up on Earth equally. All right, as one. So we're going to write a short paragraph, not even a real paragraph, not even a full paragraph. But I really want you to talk about evidence, and we'll get into that here later. And that'll be a school classroom assignment 4.29. All right. So yesterday we had our edge elastic work, um, and today we're going to be writing a little explanation about limited resources. We have our Zoom at 4, so go ahead and meet us there. Bring your questions, and I'll give you the words we're going to do our Zoom on Friday, our quiz it live on. All right, and the rest of the week we'll have another Edge Elastic, another meeting. All right, so our idea here is how the resources on Earth are limited and they're caused by geologic activity. All right, so this here is a picture of the availability of fresh water compared to how much is needed in on Earth. And so you notice the darker blue or means it has lots of water, lots of clean, fresh, and we're talking about fresh water here as well. So you can see in Canada, northern areas, especially lots of water. Down here in Africa, you have lots of water resources. Those are rivers situations. North America, lots. But see, in Africa and Asia, there's just lots of places that don't have a lot of access to fresh water. And so freshwater access is not distributed equally throughout the earth. And some of that is because of rain. And that is, partially geology and mountain ranges and things affect why you have so much rain. For instance, northern Africa is surrounded by water. Southeast Asia, well, actually, just South Asia here, lots of ocean, but for some reasons don't get enough rainfall or don't have groundwater they can use as well. All right, this is a really bad picture, but this is oil production. And so you notice Venezuela right here and Saudi Arabia, lots and lots of oil production. All right, Russia, Canada, in the United States, but then you with all have access to oil reserves, which is pulled out of the ground. Where you notice some places don't have any. All right, and our whole world runs on how we make electricity and how we move people with planes, trains, and automobiles. Does that now? What is the geologic activity? Remember, oil, fossil fuels are created when organic things, mostly plants, um, are then buried quickly and then go under lots of heat and pressure, similar to metamorphic rock, over millions or hundreds of thousands of years. Um, and so you need the perfect environment and time to make this. And this is why you see these deposits changing and why they're not equally distributed because the Earth's processes aren't equal, and rock cycle and these pressures happen at different times in different places. You're going to see oil moving the same way. And our next one is going to be natural gas, which is propane. Think about propane. And this shows where they are. And so you can see that you have a lot of the same places. Venezuela has some, Iran has some, but Russia has the highest concentration of these. But again, we have lots of the same. Look in Africa, there's almost no places, right? Into Asia, I know that this got washed out a little bit. South America, Central America, almost none, as well. So again, the natural gas is a fossil fuel, so it is created by organic matter and heat pressure over uh, millions of years. It's also not distributed equally. You can see a running theme here. All right, this is mineral deposits. So these are mines to pull out minerals and rocks that are useful. And if you look here, in each one corresponds to a different type of ore. An ore is a special type of mineral that's pulled out. And they are just lots of different places. You notice Rocky Mountains right here. This is the Andes Mountains, lots of mines here. Um, you have the Alps. In the Alps Mountains here in Europe, lots of deposits, but in lots of places that aren't mountainous. Australia has no major mountain ranges, and there's just lots and lots of mining operations. But you look at in Africa, all right, lots of parts of Central Africa, Northern Africa, not much at all. All right, Russia, lots of deposits of other things, but in minerals, not a whole lot. Right, as well. So you notice that these minerals, we're talking about think about anything we dig out of the ground: limestone, sandstone, steel, which comes from iron, bauxite, which makes aluminum. All those things, are not equally distributed, and these are all made from geologic processes. Through some of them, and really they're all we find all different types of rocks we need for minerals, as well. All right, and this map's about forest, trees, timber, um, specifically, and wood for building. You notice it's not equally distributed. You notice that the New World here, the North America, South America, right, has a decent amount. You have Africa in the rainforest lots. Here's our Earth rainforests. All right, but look in Africa, lots of places with almost not much. Middle East, not much. Central Asia, not much. Australia, not a whole lot as well. So we see our forests and trees not there. And this right here is global population. This is where everyone lives. And you notice that we don't all equally distribute around the world. Is that we see a lot of coastal areas is where people live, access to transportation, access to water for movement. But this next one is looking at all of these things. I know this is a lot to look at, but I want you to look at right here is this map is population. So look where all the people live, right? And then look at where our natural resources located. And these were all created through geologic processes, rock cycle, things happening inside the earth. And notice that they are not distributed equally, right? You see some of them that people congregate in the same places. But look right here. This is where half the world live in India and China, basically, in this area right here. And if we look here for forest, there's a little bit of foresting area, all right? They have a limited use of natural gas. They have a limited use finding of petroleum reserves, all right? And they're dry. They're really dry. And that's where most of the people live. So these geologic processes move the resources around, and they don't always correspond to where people live, which is why we have some of the issues that we have in the world with droughts and with not access to kind of the things that we live in the United States. And if the one thing you notice about the United States is we have really good resources, right? As well as one thing that we don't have to do. We don't have to bring in a whole lot of things from around the world. We supply the world with lots of things. So our idea here is writing a paragraph to think about, explain how using evidence, those graphs are the evidence on how the Earth's materials. We said water, we said minerals, we said trees, we said fossil fuels, and how they're unevenly distributed. Means that they show up in lots of different places, but they're not all the same, right? And those are all caused by geologic processes, right? So write a short paragraph, I'll live with 3 sentences, guys. You don't have to do a full paragraph to explain how do you know that material is distributed differently, and what are some of those geologic processes that make it? This is going to be really similar to the paragraph you did on Friday. I just wanted to show you some graphs to show you that as well. We have a Zoom today at 4. So if you have questions, you can bring them to me then. And I look forward to seeing you. See you guys.